If you haven't yet pulled your shards for this weekend's Summon Rush event, you may want to hold on to them until you hear what I have to tell you in this video. Now, we've gotten some information. It's not complete, and unfortunately, we're not going to get confirmation from Plarium for at least a couple of days. But I want to make sure you have the information so you can make the most informed decision possible about what to do with your shards this weekend. I am Colred. This is Colred Plays Raid Shadow Legends. Let's get started. Just a quick reminder to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and consider joining our Discord community. And don't forget to catch our next Takeover Tuesday live stream, February 4th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. I hope to see you there. Here I am on my main account, as you can see, and I want to show you something. I am, in fact, going for the 5-star soul on the Mad Hatter. So, as you can see, I'm doing okay. I've missed a few points, but I'm still within the 250 range of being able to get the Mad Hatter. So I do need that 1,500 points. And as a result, I'm pretty sure that I need to pull during the Summon Rush and at the very least, get the first batch of 50 points. But probably I'm going to need all of the teacup points here, the 150 here as well. And that means maybe 7 Sacred Shards worth of pulls. So if we look here, right, you get 500 points for a Sacred Shard. Now, I could pull Primal Shards. This isn't a great weekend to pull Primal Shards. It's a double chance on Epics and Legendaries, but I'm a free-to-play player. I want Mythicals, and this is my best way to get it. So I'm probably not going to pull my Primal Shards. I could pull my Ancient Shards. We just had an Ancient Shard event that passed, right? A 2x Ancient Shard event. So I know I've got about 5 weeks until the next Ancient Shard event, and I don't really have a huge need for Ancient Shards. I don't use them for anything in particular other than I try to find value with them and make sure that I'm trading them in for good value. And that allows me to conserve my Void Shards and my Sacred Shards and my Primal Shards for when they really matter. So it's Saturday night right now as I record this, and I have not yet pulled my shards. It's not uncommon for me to pull my shards on Friday as soon as a 2x event hits, when I know that that is the plan. But when we have these interweek events for shards where you don't really know exactly what Plarium is planning because it's not on the basic schedule, and yes, it's a progressive, but what does it mean? And we can always wait until Sunday. We can always wait and get 2 more days of information to see what is coming down the line. And as you can see, I only have 15 Sacred Shards. So if I pull 7 for this event now, then we have a new fusion coming in a week potentially. Now I've only got 8 Sacred Shards plus whatever I can pick up this week for that event. And it's not uncommon for me to need at least 11 Sacred Shards in a fusion. Now, earlier in the week, I did mention in a video that I expected that since the fusion rolled into this Titan event, and the Titan event is like 3 weeks long, that this Titan event would roll into the next fusion. And I have a form of confirmation of that. Again, this hasn't been announced by Plarium. But if you use Plarium Play at all, you can come here and just click on, the little schedule tab here. And this is going to show you the calendar of events. Right now, today is Saturday the 1st. And as you can see, this Tea Party Titan event is ongoing. If we scroll down, here is the Summon Rush event that is currently going on, right? But if we look to just the end of the week, Friday, you can see there is a Champion Chase tournament. And it says that there are teacup points in that Champion Chase tournament. But as I mentioned in my earlier video, I very much expect this to be the beginning of the next fusion. So this Ice Golem tournament will probably be part of the fusion. It's possible, but I don't expect this Dragon tournament to be part of the fusion. So that's going to be kind of interesting because I think what's going to happen is the event might start on Thursday, which means maybe the gear enhancement event is part of it, but the Dungeon Divers event won't be. That would be weird. But I'm expecting the event to start on Thursday. It could start a few days earlier. We could get a very quick turnaround, but they haven't given us the in-game pre-fusion event that we normally get, the Fusion warm-up event. And that usually lasts 4 days. So like I said, today is Saturday, February 1st. I expect the announcement for the next Fusion to come in the next few days. It could be tomorrow or Monday or as late as Tuesday, but I think it's going to happen probably tomorrow or Monday. And then likely we'll get the warm-up Fusion event on Tuesday, and that'll run through Friday, or sometimes it could go Wednesday through Saturday, but I think it's going to start on Tuesday and go through Friday. So why does this impact the current Summon Rush event? Because we have this champion chase that is starting on that Friday. So it will be a champion chase that alleviates a little bit of pressure on the shards because you can use fragment champions and permanent fusions and things like that in order to get some points here. But champion chases often have higher point totals as well. So it could be a lot of shards to do that. So I'm not saying that you don't want to pull for the Summon Rush event, but that champion chase does have teacup points. It's also going to have fusion points. So if you haven't yet pulled your shards and you can skip this current Summon Rush event, you may want to hold on to your shards. Or if you've pulled some shards, but you're not sure how many shards you're going to pull, you want to pull the minimum that you need to get that 5-star Mad Hatter soul. So I highly expect that in the next 48 hours, we're going to know a lot more. But again, I'm not in the content creator program, so we're going to have to wait for the content creators in the program to release the announcement of what the champion is. Actually, usually Plarium does on their on the raid Discord, and then the content creators will give us a little bit of preview, and then we won't get the actual calendar until the event launches probably on Thursday. But again, this is a little bit weird because typically they launch a new Fusion event on the Thursday, and we have a tournament to start the Fusion, and then Dungeon Divers happens after that. Right? Because normally they like make you wait a day to get into the Fusion. So on Thursday, you'll have like a Dragon tournament and you'll have champion training, but you won't get the Dungeon Divers or the Summon Rush or the Champion Chase until the next day, until Friday. So the Champion Chase lines up, but nothing else really does except potentially this gear enhancement event. That's the only thing that I can think of. So it is possible that the Fusion could start on Friday, or it is also possible it could start on Wednesday and this Dragon tournament could do double duty. But this is a special rules Dragon tournament. This is kind of like the Spider tournament that's currently going on. So I really feel like we're not going to start there. If we start on Thursday, it's just going to be with something else that isn't currently listed on the schedule. It may be a champion training that's not currently listed on the schedule. It may be, I guess it could be the gear enhancement event, but it will probably be champion training because there's currently a Dungeon Divers event going on. And I don't expect this to be part of the Fusion. We haven't gotten an announcement yet. So unless they turn around really quickly, then I guess potentially they could start it early. But I'm really expecting this Ice Golem tournament to be the first tournament of the new Fusion and this Champion Chase tournament to be part of it. So maybe they hold the start day till Friday and the Champion Chase tournament just starts it. But you can decide that for yourself. Regardless, remember that we are going to probably have then a Summon Rush on the end of this Fusion event, this new Fusion event, plus the extra event in Fusions recently have mostly been Shard focused. So if they do that as well, that means you have the event this weekend, you're going to have a Shard event next weekend, you're going to have a Shard event the weekend after that, and then you're going to have an extra Shard event somewhere in the Fusion event. So we're talking about 4 events in basically 2.5 weeks. That's a lot. That's a lot. So just be aware of that and plan your Shard strategy accordingly. So once again, in the Summon Rush, maybe you can get away with just these 50 points, and you could do that with a few Ancient Shard pulls, or maybe just a couple of Sacreds, and hold on to the rest. Count up your teacup points. Make sure you are still on track for the Mad Hatter. I don't know what the current point total is. I haven't been tracking it that closely. If you know, let me know in the comments below so we can all get on the same page. And hopefully that will allow us to be successful in not only getting the soul for the Mad Hatter, but also completing the next Fusion event. All right, that was it for this one. Very short video, but I wanted to make sure to get that information out, especially for those of you who don't use the Plarium Play calendar, because hopefully this gets to you before, I don't know, you rage pull another 5 shards. Don't do that if you can help it. stay on the course and get all of the value that you can. All right, that is it for me tonight. Thank you for hanging out. I have been Colred. I will see you in another video soon.